Logitech C920 first hit stores back in 2012 at a hefty $99 US. At the time, it really was an amazing camera, as it recorded a full 1080p at 30 frames per second, had autofocus, and even included stereo microphone. But let's see if it stands the test of time and is still worth getting 7 years later. Let's take a look at the specs of the webcam. It has a glass 3 megapixel lens that is software enhanced up to 15 megapixels, an 80-degree field of view along with a 5-foot USB cable, and the option to mount with a tripod instead of just on your monitor. It can record video at up to 30 frames per second at a full HD 1080p and has a built-in stereo microphone for audio. On the software side of things, it's really compatible with any capturing software you might use. I like OBS myself, but it is usable for Skype or Facebook video calls as well. Hell, you can even connect it to an Android phone or tablet if you really want to. So you got a lot of options. But how does it hold up to real-world usage? We'll be testing 3 categories: tracking to see how well the autofocus performs, accuracy to see how well it represents colors and whites without any post-correction, and lastly, a zoom test to see how well those enhanced 15 megapixels actually look. So let's try it out. As you can see, this camera actually tracks really well and does a great job of keeping the subject in focus even when it is in motion. You can also see the auto zoom does a great job of keeping everything in frame nice and sharp, and even refocuses really quickly without having to hunt for that perfect focus spot too much. Here you can see a color calibration chart that I got, and it really represents all these colors and grayscales really well. You can see a contrast in the background, which are darker colors, and everything just looks great here. Even with these pieces of confetti, which are kind of darker colors as well, I don't see any issues here. And this is all without any color correction in post, just straight off the camera. Now unfortunately, this camera does not have any optical zoom. If you try to digitally zoom it in, it looks really washed out, blurry, and no details. But if you bring your subject nice and close to the lens, you can see everything in really clear detail. The minimum focal length on this thing is crazy. Just don't expect to get much out of any digital zoom you apply in post. It's not gonna look good, no matter what you do. You do definitely need dedicated lighting. If you try to just use your bedroom light, this is what it's gonna look like. Not good. And just for reference, here are those same tests shot on my Canon DSLR. Colors look a little better, images are a little sharper. The tracking, it definitely does a better job of keeping the subject in focus. You know, that's that dual point autofocus. As far as zooming in goes, the Logitech webcam actually has a better minimum focal length. But the Canon is a DSLR and is equipped with optical zoom, so there's definitely a clear winner there. And of course, you could always swap out for another macro or zoom lens if that's what you're looking for. Here's a shot of the webcam and the DSLR side by side so you can compare them for yourselves. So even 7 years later, the C920 still gives you great bang for your buck. Right now I'm recording on both the C920 webcam and my Canon SL2 DSLR, and as you can see, with just a little bit of work in post, it actually holds its own. Which is pretty impressive when you're pitting a $50 webcam versus a $500 DSLR. You can actually pick one of these webcams up right now on Amazon for $50 on sale or $60 or $70 normal price, which is still a great deal. So should you get one of these cameras in 2019? Absolutely. Can't think of a better deal for your money. If you have any questions or have anything else you want to see, leave it down in the comments. Leave a like if you found this useful, and subscribe for more.